Welcome back, folks, to Let's Play DmC Devil May Cry, the definitive edition for the PS4. I'm SamuraiT-X, Mundus is down, and now it's the end. What does it mean by the end? Is it just gonna roll credits? We defeated Mundus, there's nothing else to do. It's just the end. Does that mean you're gonna show us credits? Well, there's only one way to find out, right? Right? But anyway, yeah. Let's go! What is this ending that this game wants to show us, eh? I cannot wait for this ending. Come on, show us the ending that we all crave.
Limbo has collapsed into the real world. What was once hidden is now laid bare for all to see. Revolution is in the air.
I never believed I'd live to see this day.
It's the beginning of the end for the demons. Mankind will be free. Yes. Free from the demons. Path is clear for us to rule.
Dun dun dun! The reveal's not so surprising, is it now?
The path is clear for us to rule. To rule what? This. Everything.
Virgil,
You mean like Mundus? No. No. We'll be nothing like Mundus. We'll respect our subjects, not enslave them.
subjects.
It means you.
Subjects?
It means humans.
I thought we were fighting for freedom.
It was his freedom we were fighting for, not yours.
Pretty much.
Don't be so simplistic. Humans are frail. They're like children. They need protection. Not just from others, but from themselves. We, you and I, have saved them. You and I saved them? Who else?
You know, he has a point about humans. But I still wouldn't want that.
Useful.
Useful?
Saved my life. Cat held out under torture to keep your existence a secret. Cat led us through the tower to Mundus's lair. We would have failed 20 times over if it weren't for her. Listen. If you can't see the chaos that humans will cause, if you don't want the responsibility of protecting them, then stand aside. I'll rule alone. I didn't help you destroy Mundus so that you could take his place. I can't let you do this, Virgil. I can't let you stop me, brother. Stand aside. Don't do this.
Virgil, please.
Stay out of this!
Yeah, Bin's really gonna protect you from all the devastation. You know, it probably will. It's the most powerful Bin you will ever see. That yell is so pathetic. That is the weakest yell I've ever heard in my life. And it's funny too. Alright, Virgil, you asked for it. I never asked for this. I only asked for peace. I didn't help you for you to try and take over as the next Mundus. But seems you want to do that. So, have it your way. We're going to beat you regardless, Virgil. Right. Uh-oh. Hey! Right, so we're going to have to beat our brother. Just to stop his delusions. This guy wants to take over the world. But we're not going to let him. Yeah, you can smirk all you like. You're not going to take over. Not on my watch, anyway. Ow, that wasn't nice. But yeah, the reveal was not so surprising. I guess you all saw it coming from a mile away, to be honest I did. Also, you got to remember Phineas's warning. He said when you kill Mundus, someone has to take his place. So, the writing was on the wall. You know, Phineas really served his role in this game. Like, he just needed to be there. I don't think he was a relative character, but he needed to be there just to give Dante that knowledge. And, well, I didn't forget it. Dante did, though. It seems he did. But yeah. Don't be. Yeah, sure, we're not going to be sorry. We're going to kick your ass. You try to treat humans as subjects. You probably will put them in a lab and call them guinea pigs, try to make them test this so that you can become demons and stuff. Like, we just got rid of Mundus, and you want to take his place? Really? Not nice. Cat believed in your words, and you made it turn against it. Look at that evil face. God, Virgil, you're looking more ugly by the second with all these evil expressions. But yeah, overall, might as well give my verdict on these two characters while they fight in the background. Well, Dante did have some character development, but I still don't like his character. Not because of the way he looks and any of that. His personality still a bit stinks, to be honest with you. Even though he did get some character development, but still. Virgil, well, he sucks. I mean, he shot a pregnant woman, thus throwing away his honor, so he sucks. I'm sorry. Cat was pretty decent, but, you know, she seems to be the damsel in distress. Of course she is. Not that that's a bad thing, because DmC does have that.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. Virgil's like, yes, it is. No, it ain't. It is not too late. You're just being an idiot. Well, it seems we're reliving our battle as kids, because that's what all these two did, was fight as kids. So now they're actually settling it in a real life fight. Not with no toys or anything like that, with actual swords. And of course, I bet you when we beat this mode, it's going to lead to Virgil's downfall. That's why it's best you play the main stories first before you play DLCs. Uh-oh, he's cloned himself. Oh no! Let's kill this. Oh, he's giving us devil trigger. Cool. Uh-oh. Oh, haha, that's what you get. Right. Excuse me, do you mind? Stop teleporting all over the place, man. This is infuriating. Oh, hello. I still say my favourite boss fight in this game is Bob Barber's. That is probably the best boss fight in the game, if I'm honest with you. And you don't encounter that many bosses, which is pretty strange. I'm pretty sure in the original Devil May Cry games, you actually encounter at least 7 or more bosses, because there are side bosses in the game. I know they've had some side bosses in this game, but the side bosses aren't a challenge compared to the original games, you know what I mean? But yeah, let's go into our devil trigger. Maybe I really shouldn't have done that. Oops, I did it twice, meaning that it's going to run out. Well, that was dumb. That was stupid. It's not like I was in any danger. I didn't know Virgil would keep moving. Even though I hate the fact that when you go into Devil Trigger in this game, the game basically makes you makes the enemy freezes, which is pretty. It makes the enemy go in the air in frozen. That you have to use your Devil pull to bring him there. Right, we got some Devil Trigger back. Well, that's okay. We're not going to really need the Devil Trigger. We're beating Virgil by quite a long stretch. We just need to punch him and stab him at least 2 more times and then he's gone. But get this clone out the way. Right, one more. Ooh, he stabbed me. Yeah, now I'm going to kill you. Likely not. You're going to die today, brother. Kill him. Yes, yes, kill him. Don't be a party pooper, cat. Fine, we won't kill him. Oh look, he's got the white hair. The same thing he resented at the start of the game.
The world is under my protection now.
Well, that's good to know.
You're not human, Dante.
Well, he's partially human.
Never will be.
And if anyone's chosen the wrong side, it's you. But for those who played the original Devil May Cry games, expected this plot twist. Why? Because Virgil, you fight Virgil in the games.
I loved you, brother. I don't know who I am anymore.
I know exactly who you are. You are Dante. Nothing more and nothing less.
Yep, we are just Dante, nonetheless. And thus begins the relationship between Kat and Dante. Well, I like to think that's where this is going. And that's DmC, Devil May Cry, the Definitive Edition. And here is Ninja Theory's HQ in Cambridge. Yes. So, is my verdict gonna change for this game? No. You people said that this was a 2 out of 10 game, a 1 out of 10 game. Oh, how wrong you were. I'm going to defend this game, and rightfully so, because by all means, this game is not a 1 out of 10 or a 2 out of 10. His character was a bit, just a cameo really. My favourite boss fight, Bob Barbas. Yeah, he was pretty awesome. But yeah, back to what I was saying. You people, you hardcore Devil May Cry fans, I remember this very well. When the game released, a lot of people on the reviews like Metacritic, Giant Bomb and all that, they placed their reviews giving it straight 1 out of 10, 2 out of 10, saying that this isn't Dante, this isn't Devil May Cry, this isn't this isn't that, and all that. They just said Dante's emo, this is gonna kill the game, this is killing the Devil May Cry franchise. Well, you're wrong. I'm sorry, this is not a 1 out of 10 game. Alright, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. You can criticize the character and the character's design. You can criticize it. That's your opinion. But that should not be the reason why this is a 1 out of 10 game. I get it. I didn't like Dante's design. I didn't like Virgil's design. And I still don't. I get it. But I bypassed that and I continue to play this game. And this game is not a 1 out of 10 game. You do not know what a 1 out of 10 game is. Try and play Right to Hell, Retribution, Mindjack, Action 52. I can name a whole ton of 1 out of 10 games. Oh, I can, but I'm not going to. This is not a rant. This is me just defending this game because it deserves defending. Ninja Theory had a job and it did it very well in my opinion. But my only criticism with this game, they did rectify it, so I'm going to go with the original. I played the Definitive Edition, so let me go with the original. So, my first grade for this game was a 7 to 6.5 out of 10. I was ranging between 7 and 6 because, 1, the camera angles were a bit messy. 2, no target system. So yeah, every Devil May Cry game is known to have a target system. That was kind of a bummer. And they fixed that in the Definitive Edition, both things really, but yeah. Okay, and another thing, because I played on the PS3, my third problem is that the game was 30 frames per second. So PlayStation, Xbox and PC are the only ways in the previous generation console that you could play a 60 frames per second game. While PS3, it's a powerful console, like Bayonetta, it was 30 frames per second and it suffered. So that's what DmC. So those were my 4 main critical options with the actual game itself. The story was pretty weak in my opinion. It wasn't excellent, but it was weak. So that's problem number 5. Number 6, Virgil. I'm sorry. Virgil's honor, it betrayed what Virgil was in the previous games. Virgil's a man of honor. He would not shoot a pregnant woman. So that's number 7. I guess everybody had that issue. And, well, Dante, his personality doesn't suit me personally. So I can bypass these characters easily. So, yeah. So I can pretty much knock those 2 out of the way. But, number 6. If I'm to ignore the characters, which is number 6, which is Dante and Virgil. So number 7, the characters here that can stay as number 7. But number 6, sorry, number 7, the dialogue. Oh my bloody god, the dialogue is horrible. It's terrible. There are some dialogues in the game that is just awful. It's like, who wrote this stuff? Was it a teenager? I get that you're trying to appeal to teenagers, but even teenagers can write a better script than this. Honestly, Dante came off as cringy. He didn't come off as cheesy and witty like the other Dante in the other Devil May Cry games. He came off as cringy and not funny. And a try-hard. So yeah, the dialogue in this game, very poor. So yeah, that's my criticism. So that's why my rating basically got bumped down to 7 to 6. But I'm going to be nice to the definitive edition. And here is why. The criticism that it got on the previous generation console, it fixed it here. So if you are going to play this game, pick up the definitive edition. Because it gives you the target system. It gives you 60 frames per second, so you will enjoy it. Trust me on that. I did. It was a far better experience than the PS3 version, so that's 2. That's improvement number 2. Improvement number 3. It's got everything you need in this game. So the previous gen, you had to pay for the DLC. This game, you got everything, including Virgil's downfall. So 3 big improvements already. So yeah, those are my 3 big improvements. I'm pretty sure there's more, but yeah, those 3 things are the main things you will like. Target system, frames per second. Oh yeah, the camera work. So that's 4 improvements. The camera work is fixed. And Virgil's downfall. So those are the 4 things that they improved on this game. But apart from that, my praise for this game is its boss fight with Bob Barbas. I love this boss fight. Just the banter between the two and then segueing into thing. It was actually really cool. I loved it. It's my favourite boss fight in this game. Some of the other boss fights are skippable. The succubus dialogue, yeah, that was pretty bad. But the boss fight itself, it was alright. It was pretty cool. But yeah, the boss fights in this game, apart from the first one was... the first one for me was underwhelming, to be honest. Like, if you're comparing first boss fights to any other DmC game, this one's probably the weakest by a very long shot. That's my opinion. You don't have to go by it, but the first boss fight you get in this game compared to other Devil May Cry games, underwhelming. So, yeah, the first boss fight in this game is probably my least favourite, but my favourite will always be Bob. So yeah, Bob will always be... the boss fights definitely made this game good, apart from the first one. The first one for me is just boring. But yeah, the other boss fights were pretty decent. Bob's will always be my favourite. I think everybody in that played this game, even people that don't like this game, said that Bob Barbas was their favourite boss fight, and I can relate to that. It was a fantastic boss fight. But yeah, DmC does what DmC does best. Its boss fights are pretty good, so that's why the rating is a bit high for me. But yeah, so has this game secured a 7 to 8 out of 10 for me? Yes, It's between 7 to 7.5, so it's between the 8 range. It's improved for me anyway. The definitive edition, if you need it, pick it up. Why not? Okay, well, you can't pick it up now, but when you go to a store, like you can go to KEX or CEX. Yeah, you can go to there if you're in Europe and pick up the game for £6 or £4, depending on the situation. But yeah, good price to pick up this game, and go and play it. Definitely do. You won't regret it. You will love the boss fights in this game. But yeah, everything is pretty unique in this game. But I liked it. I liked it in terms of its gameplay. Oh yeah, and here's my other criticism. Sorry, I forgot to bring it up. This is number 8 for criticism. That's why it bumped down. So yeah, 7 out of 10 for me for definitive edition. 7.5 out of 10. But yeah, the enemies, colored enemies, red enemies. You need red weapons. You can use the blue, but it won't do much. It will still allow the enemies to hit you, which is kind of annoying. Limitations of the combos. That was my downgrade as well. So those are 8 criticisms. 1. I'm going from the 2013 version, not this version. 1, the camera work. 2, the target system. 3, the frames per second. 4, the characters. 5, the story. 6, the limited combo, so that's 6. 7 is the dialogue, and 8, well, you have to pay for the DLC and whatnot. I guess they should have patched that in for free, but you know, there it is. Yeah, I've had 8 criticisms, so those are my 8 problems with this game that I've already established. But yeah, that's the they've improved on 4 of them, so that's good. They can't improve on the characters and whatnot, so that's fine, and everything else. But yeah, 7 out of 10 for me, the definitive edition. But if you played the other version, which is the PS3 version, yeah, it's getting a 6, because if you're playing the Xbox version, it will stay as a 7. And probably bump up as an 8 if you got the definitive edition. I think it's on Xbox anyway. But yeah, if you got the definitive edition on Xbox, then yeah, I suppose you bump up your rating a bit better. But yeah, for the PS3 version, I'm giving it a 6. And for the PS4 version, definitive edition, I'm going to give it a 7. I hope my criticism comes off as fair. I don't want it to come off as rubbish. But yeah, 7 out of 10 for me, this game. And I got a B for my last rating. So yeah, 7 out of 10 this game will get for me. It's not going to get any higher. But the boss fights are excellent. The gameplay, it just plays like a Devil May Cry game. But first, let me read this. New modes unlocked. Congratulations, you have defeated Devil May Cry. Son of Sparta. With new remixed enemy setups and behaviors. Try this new difficulty level next. I would probably will do. New costumes unlocked. White hair Dante. Yep. Okay. He got the white hair. A new mode unlocked, Must style. Enemies must only take damage with the S rank and above. Can be toggled in any difficulty via the mission style screen. No, I am not doing that. Look at that smirk. Dante's like, haha, you completed my mode. Now you got to do the other ones. Oh, don't worry, I will. But yeah. Wow. I am not doing that one. The S rank one. That's crazy. I take too much damage as it is, so I'm not doing it. I would, but I'm not going to. But of course, you could do missions, the secret missions, Bloody Palace. But here's the difficulty. You see, you unlocked it, and you can get SSS ranks here. I will probably do that because, well, I like perfection. But yeah, so you can do that. You can pick Nephilim, the Son of Sparta. Once you beat Son of Sparta, you unlock Dante Must Die. You can do the secret missions or the Bloody Palace, which we will do later. But our next goal is to do Virgil's downfall. Yep. So Virgil's downfall will take place immediately after the main story, where Dante has beaten him and Virgil has disappeared. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And it's only 6 missions, so it's not really a long game. That's why it's a DLC, because there's only 6 parts anyway. So yeah, I'm looking forward to playing it. And they're doing the Blood Palace, and then that's it for this game. But for now, thank you guys for watching the main story, and I shall see you on Wednesday for another episode of DmC Devil May Cry Definitive Edition Virgil's Downfall. SamuraiT-X is signing out. Until next time, guys, Goodbye.